Hello everybody, I am back for another doll video. So this video was a little delayed. I actually wanted to post something last week, but I had a lot of trouble thinking of what I was actually going to talk about. So I reached out to Tumblr to see if anybody had any ideas, and John suggested that I do a doll hybrids video, where I talk about my favorite doll hybrids, and I guess I'm just gonna show you a few of my favorite ones and kind of walk through what I did to them to make them a hybrid. So for anybody out there who doesn't know what a hybrid doll is, it's basically a doll made up of multiple doll parts or multiple parts in general that don't necessarily go together, but you make it work. So anyway, let's get started. So the first doll I'm going to show you is my custom SheHulk doll, who is made up of I don't remember the doll's base body's name, Jackie something. It's basically a Moxie Teen clone body, which I've given a Raquel head, and she also has Integrity Toys Color Infusion hands that I've kind of hacked up and put in there. Not in the best dressed outfit. I just kind of threw something on her so she would have something on. But yeah, so basically this doll I painted green to make into She-Hulk and Mod Podged her limbs together. Well, Mod Podged her hands so they would fit inside the arms, because the arms are actually really tiny and I didn't really want to mod the hands, which I don't understand why now that I'm thinking about it, because I did paint them green. So anyway, this was the first repaint doll I've done in quite a while. I don't typically get into repainting just because I don't feel comfortable doing it. But when I do it, I do enjoy it. It's just, it's quite a bit of a headache for me. So this doll has actually appeared in another one of my videos. It is a hybrid doll using various parts, Mattel doll parts, starting with a Mattel High School Musical Sharpay head, a Mattel Jazzy Barbie's cousin torso, Fashionista arms, and Fashionista legs, but the ones with the ankles. I cannot think of words today. But yeah, this is one of the Fashionistas with the ankles. So yeah, it's just a standard. I guess nothing's standard when it comes to customizing. But basically, my process was I cracked open the Jazzy torso to get the arms in. I popped her legs off, modded the ball connector in her hips to accept these other legs, and used acetone goop, which is basically when you take plastic from a hard torso or something, hack it up into little bits, dump acetone in it so it makes a messy goop, and I used that to kind of seal the torso back together, and then I sanded it smooth to give it a nice, almost factory look. Yeah, so this doll had quite a bit of modding to her, but she actually turned out pretty much how I wanted her to, and she's pretty cute. I actually thrifted this body, which is a Get Real Girl body. She came to me with a broken hand. I didn't realize her hand was broken off. So it started with me trying to fix that, royally buggering it up. I don't know if this will pick up, but you can see where it's all smashed in little bits in her arm. This is before I found out about acetone goop. This doll is actually quite old. So anyway, to hide that mod, I ended up spray painting her silver to be sort of like a Mattel Spectra doll. Then I found this Swapping Styles Barbie head, put that on there, and I needed hands. And the only thing I had available at that time were these Girl Aurora hands, which are gloved hands, and they're a little big, but they're kind of cartoony, and I think they go with the look. So yeah, she's basically a silver Spectra knockoff now, and I like her quite a bit. She's stayed in my collection this long anyway, few years. And who doesn't like pink hair and little tiny top hats? I thought that was cute. So way back when, I actually started collecting dolls, probably about 2003, 2004, and I was really into pull-up dolls. Um, and yeah, Moon was a really big Grail doll for me, and when I got her, I didn't want to mod her head to fit onto another body, because basically this is okay. For anybody who knows anything about these type of dolls, is there was a type 1, a type 2, type 3, later type 4. I don't even know what they're at now. I haven't been collecting these for quite a while. But so type 1 had a really small neck hole for the neck connector. Type 2 and onward had larger neck connectors. So I didn't want to mod her neck just because she was worth so much at that time. I actually have no idea if she's worth anything now. These dolls haven't aged well. So anyway, getting back to this. She is a hybrid of various pull-up type parts. Her chest area is a type 1 part to keep with her head connection. Her arms and lower legs are type 2. And her waist and upper legs are type 3. Essentially, she is a mix of all my favorite body type parts into one body. For anybody who's actually been following me for a while, this body wasn't actually intended for her. Well, it wasn't. Originally, I had it on, I think, a brand new Pereza. And when I got Moon got this body. Just because it suited her so well. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, she hasn't been redressed since she got this body. So she's probably due for that. Before anybody asks, yes, I did matte her face, and yes, I did give her more lashes to kind of glam her up a bit, because otherwise she is kind of boring. But yeah, that is my Moon. So this next hybrid is a little unconventional. She didn't actually start out as a doll. She is a PlayArts Final Fantasy X Yoona statue that was badly damaged when I moved. Probably, I'm going to say 7 years ago now. And I ended up hacking her head off and putting it on various bodies until she ended up on this one, which is a zini body, which is basically a doll line that nobody's ever heard of. And so yeah, anyway, I ended up finding this body on clearance, and I thought it'd be a good mix for Yoona, just because I like the proportions of it. And I think she's pretty cute on it. She did, before this, she had a Momoko, or a Momoko, however you want to say that. I like to butcher names of things. She had a Momoko body, and while the proportions were smaller, I think she's better suited for the more lanky proportions. Personal preference. I don't know if anybody else agrees, but yeah, that's Yoona. Oh, and for anybody that's curious, yes, there is a bread tag in her head to hold her head to the body. Yeah, it works really well for what I wanted, and she still maintains motion and stuff. So, yay. Kind of staying along the same vein, I also had the Final Fantasy X PlayArts Tidus, and his body ended up with a broken arm in that same move. And while I didn't want to get rid of the figure, he ended up on a Liv Jake body, which isn't quite as orange as his face, but dressed he doesn't look so bad, and he is pretty cute. He maintained a lot of the right proportions, which is good. Ended up hacking down the neck connector in his head to make it so his head would actually fit on here without having to scrape out any of the bulk. Just because I figured the head, if it didn't work out, I could always put it on something else. But yeah, he maintained the motion and everything, which is cool. It's just kind of funny having him beside Yoona because this body is a lot shorter than the Zini body. But even though they're from the same game, they don't typically get posed with each other, which is weird, I guess. Maybe not. But anyway. So this video doesn't end up turning into just a bunch of dolls that have been recapitated. I'm going to show you my pose doll Rebody, which is not a Bradley pose doll. This is a craft head made to be that same sort of idea. So she is a craft head pose doll with a BJD wig, a type 1 torso and arms to kind of give her that, I don't know, vintagey Japan doll sort of feel. Her lower half is a pull-up type pull-up type 3 body. And yeah, she can move her head and everything like a normal doll. I forget how I attached her head. Probably just a ball of tape inside. Anyway, so a while ago, a lot of my doll friends were hybriding these. I think I ended up with 3 of them. One of them was Andrea's, which I think is behind me. Standing in that mess of stuff behind me. But yeah, I have 2 of these that I want to show off. This one and this one, which is actually a Bradley pose doll, put on a Ever After high body, which she is pretty cute wearing this outfit, which is a Blythe ginger dress. Anyway, so 2 different dolls, 2 different looks, both hybrids. So there you go. So these last few dolls are just going to be hybrid dolls that have had head swaps because I just like them a lot and I think they need to be shown off. So this is a Ghost in the Shell Motoko. I think that was her name. I'm not going to try to say her name just because I will butcher it. I am really bad at pronunciation when it comes to other languages. So this is a Motoko head on a Barbie Fashionista body, which I think I got in a trade from Andrea a billion years ago. And I think I'm the only one that actually kept this head out of everyone who got one. Next doll is just a Takara Jenny on a Momoko body because I like the proportions of it, and her hair is really staticky for some reason. Don't even know why. But anyway, Jenny. And Psy Girls, I think she's Dark Princess Jun. And she is on a Liv body because I like the proportions again because her head is kind of small for an action figure. And it seems to fit on here better than it did on the other body I had her on, which wasn't her original body because I think I also got this head from Andrea. About the same time I got Motoko. Another one of my favorite dolls is Date Night Ken on this Fashionista body because he is pretty fabulous. Yeah, he not the best color match as far as his head goes, but for the price of articulation, I'll take it. Yeah. So he's still dressed from when I took his photo in summer. So he won't be going outside anytime soon, but he is still adorable. And last but not least, so I don't seem super rambly, I have another pull-up doll on a Volks body. And I just realized she's kind of hanging out of her top because she is rather busty. So Uncan Ricky. Yeah, Uncan Ricky. She is on this Volks body. I don't remember which one it is, um, but she's always had it as far as for as long as I can remember. But does has I actually do miss these bodies because I do miss all of the different bust sizes, and I really wish I would have kept more of these bodies because they're hard to find now. But yeah, she's a standard hybrid, I guess. When I was collecting these type of dolls, everyone would body swap them because the bodies they came with were basically garbage, to put it nicely. So she has been body swapped since I got her. She still maintains all of her head motion. Head motion. She can actually look up and down as well, which is cool. And yeah, she is another one of those dolls that should be rebodied because she hasn't been rebodied, or not rebodied. Should be redressed because I haven't redressed her in years. But I really like this outfit on her, and I think it's super cute, and it really shows off her boobs. um, which is good and bad. But yeah, I think she's really cute this way. So maybe I'll redress her, maybe I won't. Maybe someone else will end up in this outfit. Not really sure. Yeah. She is super floppy though, so I should hold her like this so she doesn't fall. And while I do have literally hundreds of dolls that have been hybrided in some way, shape, or form, I think I'm going to stop there. So in other doll news, I haven't really been doing much with dolls recently. I've been a little busy, as per usual. Everyone's busy. So one of my resolutions for 2017 was to pick up or focus more on getting dolls I've always wanted instead of just buying everything. So there will be less thrifting this year, less splurging on random fashionista dolls that I'm on the fence about. So hopefully this year I'll be able to focus my collection more on dolls I actually really want slash need. So getting that ball rolling, I've actually picked up a couple of dolls that I've been wanting for a while. One of those dolls is City Shine. I'm just going to call her Pizzette because that is the sculpt. And I've been wanting Pizzette for a while, and I did get a Pizzette for Christmas, which was a happy birthday wishes Pizzette. But she wasn't sitting with me really well. She just feels really playline versus this one, who is more collector. And I didn't realize the birthday wishes dolls were geared more towards children. I just assumed Model Muse means adult collector. So while I did ask for this version for Christmas, I basically asked for every version of Pizzette for Christmas. I ended up finding a really super awesome deal on this one, and I picked her up nude, and she was just quickly thrown on a made-to-move body that belonged to another doll. And I've just kind of been rotating heads on my made-to-move bodies instead of buying more made-to-move bodies because I can't find made-to-move bodies anywhere but online, and I've been trying to limit my spending on random things. So the camera just randomly shut off in the middle of me talking about Pizzette. So I'm just going to kind of move on. So long story short, I really like her. She's really awesome. I'm really glad I finally picked her up. So the next doll that was on my wish list, who has been on my wish list for actual years, she is Trixie from Speed Racer, which was a terrible movie, but a really super cute doll. She has also stolen a made-to-move body because I am impatient with looking for them. So I also found her at a really good price on eBay after looking for her forever. So I finally just bit the bullet, picked her up, and couldn't be happier with her. And I'm not usually a fan of the Diva Midge sculpt, but this doll is freaking awesome. I love how sassy she looks. Another thing is I really wanted to dress her in red, but once I dressed her in red, I really didn't think it suited her, which is weird because every one of this doll that I've seen online, they always dress her in red and she always looks awesome. But when I did it, not so much. So she is in black. uh, which is kind of appropriate, kind of not, because the actress that played her in the movie, I think, was Christina Ricci, who also played Wednesday Addams, which is a weird association that my brain made. But yeah, Trixie, super awesome, super here, finally. So really, that's it that I have to talk about. Nothing else is exciting with me. So that about wraps it up for me. I hope everyone has a good week, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye!